Now we will move to the Student Resources section of the course menu. As mentioned, every chapter will be listed here when each course pack is completed. For now, we will just select the demo chapter that is live. First, you will see that we have included the learning objectives for the chapter right into the first content area, so students will know up front what they are supposed to learn. Then, there is a link to the Chapter 1 Vital Source ebook. This will go directly to the appropriate chapter of the ebook if the student has purchased it or redeemed an access code, which you will see when we click here. As you see, it might require an additional login if the browser is not set to save passwords. In this case, my username and password are both saved, so all I have to do is click Sign In. And it brings me right to Chapter 1 of the ebook. Next is a 25-question pretest designed to be taken after reading the chapter and probably before class lecture. This is the same pretest that we were including in Edge Select. It is hidden from student view by default, as you can see in this note. We will elaborate more on this later. Links to flashcards and journal articles are included next. These are right from the Sage Edge site. This is all content that was already included in many of our cartridges, placed here in the course pack for students to study and reinforce chapter materials and learning objectives. Again, there are some organizational changes that we will review later. The multimedia resources are included here for students to view. As you can see, it looks similar to the video guide for instructors, except the questions are not included here in case the instructor wants to use those for assessment purposes later. The media quizzes are next. As mentioned, most media resources, both video and audio, will have quiz questions with Coursepack titles. We will show you how to access and set these up in the question pool section later, but to show you what they look like, for now, click on this arrow and select Edit the Test. You will see that the video is actually embedded right in the instructions for the assessment to make the quiz as easy to access and use as possible. For Ritzer, there are only short answer questions available for videos, but most of the other titles will have multiple choice and true-false questions instead. The benefit to those is they will automatically feed a grade book. Next, we will look at the GIS map quizzes. As mentioned, these are unique to the Ritzer text. We'll click in the same place under Edit the Test just to see a preview of it. So what students will do is scroll through this data on the map that they see here. This particular exercise is about internet access by country. You can scroll through, scroll over, and look at the different demographic information here. Then, once a student works their way through it, they can take the quiz. This particular quiz has 7 questions that an instructor can choose from, or use all of them if they so choose. There are multiple choice and true-false questions here, along with a couple of short answer questions. Lastly, we have a 40-question post-test designed to check students' mastery of chapter content. As you can see in the descriptions here, post-tests include more difficult questions than the pre-tests. The demo includes 2 versions, a full post-test with all 40 questions, and a second version with 15 randomized questions. When we get to the assessment walkthrough, we will elaborate more on this particular topic. This concludes the content section of the walkthrough. Here is a reminder of the key takeaways. The Getting Started section includes ebook links for purchase or to redeem an access code from a P+E bundle. For instructors, we now have assessment questions to hold students accountable for engaging with multimedia content and interactive exercises. There are also instructions for how to use these assessment tools. And finally, a downloadable, comprehensive video guide for every chapter. For students, there are links to each chapter of the ebook. There are also pre- and post-tests for each chapter to encourage mastery of the learning objectives. There are more multimedia and engaging exercises to apply chapter content as well.